Welcome to video 6 of Tasks in Scala. Today we're going to be talking about tuples and pattern matching. The task to perform after the video is going to be to help out your local bakery in 3 steps. The first one is that you're going to create a function in which you can input a product and it's going to return the price for if they forgot the price at some point. The second part is going to be about reviews that clients can leave at the local bakery and help the local bakery to review them. People can rate 1 to 3 stars. I will give you the details later. And the final part is to create an informational text for the customer depending on a specific day. So for example, it's going to say on Monday we have this and this promotion, blah, blah, blah. We will check that out later. Let's get started first with tuples. A tuple is a class that allows you to store multiple elements in a sort of a container. Let's write that down. Class that allows you to store multiple elements in a container. For example, Elena info, this is going to be a tuple. We write it like this, of a string and an int. It's gonna contain my name and my age. Let's print it. Perfect. Now this, I would call this a 2 tuple because that's how it's called in mathematics, but you can also just call it a 2 element tuple. Let's check out a 3 tuple. For example, we did a quiz and now we received some answers and we want to store them. So we have the quiz answers from Jen. The first answer is a string. The second one is a string, and the third one is an int. And she answered A, Amsterdam, and 2020. And then we also have the quiz answers of Anna. I'm not going to write the type again. It was B, Berlin, and 2021. So they don't have the same answers. Now, what can we do with this? For example, we can access the different elements within the tuple like this. We take the quiz answers Jen dot underscore 1. This will grab the first element. This will grab the second element. This will grab the third element, as you will see. A, Amsterdam, and 2020. And it's actually a little bit different as how it's counted usually in lists. So for example, if I have a list with an apple and a banana, then position 0 contains apple and position 1 contains banana. Because this is the typical way in which you would count in programming. But as you can see, with a tuple it's different. This is 1, 2, and 3. So that's just a note on the side. Now, another way in which we could get out the different values is we already know it's going to be 3 answers. So we're going to take out the 3 answers into 3 different values, X, Y, and Z. And we just say, well, I already know that quiz answers of Anna has exactly 3 values. So it's just going to put in the first answer here, the second answer here, and the third answer here. Let's print that so you can see that it's real. X, Y, and Z. B, Berlin, and 2021. Perfect. Okay. So this is a 3 tuple, and tuples in Scala can have up to 22 elements. Oh, now it all looks a little bit weird. I'm just going to run it again. Yes. So you might think, well, we could also make a class for quiz answers. And that's true. Let's just do that so you can see the difference. We're going to create a class, quiz answers, with the first answer, that's a string, the second answer, also a string, and the third answer is an int. And we're gonna give it a function print me Oh. And that's just going to print the information of the answers that have been given. For example, first answer, and then a new line, second answer, a new line, and third answer. And we could create, for example, an object of the quiz answers of Jen. So let's call it again, quiz answers Jen. This time it's going to be of the type quiz answers. And we're going to create an instance of the quiz answers class with Jen's answers. What were her answers? A Amsterdam and 2020. And now we can pretty print this object, which we do like this. Answers Jen dot pretty prints me. Oh, I made a typo. Yes, it was first answer. Thank you for letting me know, compiler. So it printed nicely the first, second, and third answer. Oh, I missed a dot. I want to place a dot to make it super pretty. So as you can see, also in this class, we can just store the first, second, and third answer. It's really up to you what it is that you want to choose. If you just have some data on the fly that you want to have in Tuples and you don't really want to create a whole class for it, using Tuples is easy. And if you want something that is a little bit more structured, you might want to go with a class. Now let's move on to pattern matching. And instead of explaining, I'm just going to show you how we can use it. I'm going to take a number from 1 to 7 and convert it to the corresponding day. Convert a number 1 to 7 to the corresponding day. Oh. For example, if I give the number 2, it should return Tuesday. One other thing, if it's in the weekend, return whoop whoop. Just because I want to. We're going to create the get day for number function. The input is going to be a number and the output is going to be a string. Now I'm going to do pattern matching. I'm going to say I have the number, match, open and close curly brackets, and then I'm going to define different cases to which this number could match. For example, case that it's 1. Then we return Monday. Case that it's 2. You already know how it's going to continue now. Case 3. Wednesday. Case 4. Thursday. Oh, I have some double. Yes. Case 5 Friday. Those are all the normal cases, let's say. And then we get to Saturday and Sunday. And on both of those days, we want to print whoop whoop instead of the day. We can write it down like this. We say, in case it's number 6 or number 7, so this little stripe means or, then we want to return whoop whoop. But what if the number is, for example, 300? Then the code doesn't know what to do. So we have to define a case for whatever other number we might receive. We do it with an underscore. And we're just going to say invalid day. Let's test this. For example, for Monday, we're going to create a value. And we say get day for number 1. And let's print Monday. Perfect. Now let's do Saturday, because we know it's different. Get day for number, that's 6. Print Saturday. Whoop whoop. And now let's also test the invalid day. Get day for number 20. Print the invalid day. And it prints the invalid day. So this is how pattern matching works. You use the keyword match, and then you can define different cases. And with this underscore, you can define a sort of default case. Now let's look at pattern matching on tuples, because on tuples you can do so many fun things. Pattern matching on tuples. We had some quiz answers, so now we can create a function that is all about checking quiz answers. The answers can come in a tuple, for example. We can just write it down like this, as we saw before. And we're going to print something depending on the answers. If it's correct, we're going to print something fun, and if it's not correct, we're going to print something like sorry, you're wrong. So we take the answers and we're going to match it. And we have two cases, the case that everything is correct and the other case that it's not. So let's say that the correct answers are A, Amsterdam, and 2020. Then we write it like this. We just say answers match, and then the case, we write down the whole tuple with the specifics. Then we can print something like amazing, you are the best. And then the other case would be, well, anything else. So we can do the default case. We say sorry, you are wrong. Okay, let's test this. Check answers. I think it's actually called quiz answers gen. Quiz answers gen. Amazing, you are the best, because Jen gave all the correct answers. Now, if the year would have to be 2021, then Jen would not be correct, and it would print sorry, you are wrong. So here you can see that you can actually also fill out what the whole tuples should be. There are more variations to this, so let's see another example. We're gonna continue with Anna, but we're gonna create a tuple with some info about her. We have her name. She is currently living in Nicaragua and she's 30. And then for Jen, we also have some info. She is called Jen. She is from Costa Rica and she is 21. Now let's make a function that is called greet, and that is going to take the info of the person, which is a string, and an int, a 3 tuple. And now we don't really have the situation in which we want to check exactly what is in the tuple, but we want to use the information that is in the tuple, and we can do it like this. We say person info match, and we say, well, we know that we have a tuple, and the first thing that we expect is a name, then the country, and then the age. And then we can just create an interpolated string in which we say, hey, name, and then we put the age between parentheses. Hey, name from country. I know this is kind of an odd greeting, but let's just go with it. So we're gonna greet Anna. Hey Anna, 30 from Nicaragua. And we can do the same thing for Jen. Hey Jen, 21 from Costa Rica. So here you can see that we're actually using the pattern matching to give the different values that we're receiving a logical name and then use it in our interpolated string. Okay, let's continue with a different type of greeting. Greet funny. Well, I think this was already quite funny because I don't think anybody actually really says this, but okay. So again, we're gonna receive the info, that is the string, and the int. And this time we're gonna leave out the age information. So We still know that we have the same container, the person info, that's a 3 tuple. But we're like, you know what? The only thing that we really need are the name and the country. And we know there's a third thing, but we don't really care what it is, so we just put the underscore there. The default case, let's say. And then we can just print something. I don't know. Let's try this. We're gonna greet funny Jen. Yo yo, Jen from Costa Rica. One more example. Def greet one more time. Once again, we're gonna get the person info, the string, and int. And then we're gonna match it. Oh. And this time we're gonna get very creative because we're gonna combine plugging out some values and matching to very specific information. Let me show you. The first case that we're gonna check is, well, the person has a name, the person is from the Netherlands, and has some age. I don't care about the age. If this is the case, so it's a person from the Netherlands, I'm gonna print a message in Dutch. I'm gonna say, hoi, name uit Nederland, which is Dutch, because I already know that this person will understand me. Now we can create another specific case. Well, it's kind of specific because this will apply to many people. And for this one, we're gonna take all the people that are 21. So some name, some country, but we don't care what the country is. And this person is 21 years old. In that case, we're gonna print the interpolated string of, hey there, name. Oh, old, olds. Hey there, of 21 years old. We need another case because, of course, not everybody's going to be from Netherlands or 21 years old. So we're just going to say, well, we always have our default message that was, what was it again? Hey, name from country. Just very simple. Now note that if somebody is from the Netherlands, that person will fall into this category, even though the person is 21 years old, because the order in which this is written. So a Dutch person will fall into this category, and a 21-year-old Dutch person will still fall into the first category. Let's just test this out a little bit. Greet one more time. Well, I have nobody from the Netherlands, so I'm just gonna create a tuple real quick. The Netherlands and 31 years old. Let's print this. Hoi, alleen uit Nederland. Woohoo! Okay, now we're gonna do another test. Greet one more time. Once again, I'm gonna make a 3 tuple on the fly. Susie is also from the Netherlands and she is 21. So what do you expect to happen here? We're gonna get the result from the first case because she is already from the Netherlands. So let's say that she is from El Salvador. Then she's gonna be in the second category. Hey there, Susie, of 21 years old. That's a very strange greeting. Greet one more time. Let's test with Anna. And Anna is not from the Netherlands and she's not 21, so she's just gonna fall into this last category. Let me also show you in our first function of get day for number. Here we tried out the Monday, Saturday, and the invalid day. But this is a very good example where you can see that the order matters a lot. This default case, if we would put it up here, then all the outputs here would become invalid day. Let me show you. Invalid day, invalid day, invalid day. And check all these warnings. It's just telling you there's unreachable code, which is true because we put a case here that grabs the, we put a case here that is the default. So everything that comes in complies with this case. Let's just put it back. This is very nerve-wracking. All these warnings. And I'm just gonna save it again. And now we're back to normal. Another little comment, you have seen me write the code in a very specific format. This is just a typical way in which you could write Scala code, and in my program in which I write code, I usually have a code formatter. So that means that I just write and maybe I will forget a space here and I will forget a space here, but then I do some sort of combination on my keyboard and it automatically formats the code to something beautiful. So I'm very used to seeing that. So maybe you see me every now and then change a space, change a tab or something like that, and that is just because I'm so used to seeing code in this specifically formatted way that is just the way I write code. And I think it's very good to just get that right from the get-go. Okay, that was just a small interlude. We are actually done with the information for today. We've talked about tuples and we've talked about pattern matching. And now I will give you some more details for the task to help out your local bakery. Okay, the first part is to create a function that will give the price for products. So here I have the products with the prices. So if I would say donut, then I want $1 to be returned. If I input a loaf of bread, I want $2 to be returned. The second part is about reviews from clients. Now let me show you what kind of reviews we're talking about. For example, this is what a client will give you. I had a donut on Monday and I give it 3 stars. I had a loaf of bread on Tuesday and I give it 1 star, etc. Now what we can do with that is the following. If 1 star was given, you're gonna print on day the product was not good. And then with 2 stars you're gonna say on the was so-so. And with 3 stars, whoa, on the was amazing. Fill out the blanks. Okay, so that's part 2. And then the final part is going to be about creating an informational text for the customers of the local bakery. So this would be the information that you have. On Monday, the promotion of the day is a croissant and they are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Tuesday, the promotion of the day is sandwich ham and they are open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then what you would have to print is something like this. It's Monday. Today, our croissants in promotion with 25% off. We are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, of course, you can make your own super fun text, but you get the picture. Okay, good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.